flutter your eyes open, and we will begin with our warm-ups. And after the warm-up, we're going to go ahead and work a bit on the eyes, just as we're getting into some of the seasonal changes. We have less green in many of our environments, so we'll do a little liver boost. When we work around the eyes, we boost our liver. And then we're going to work on the neck and shoulders. As we have this changing weather, keeping our neck warm, letting the blood flow on our neck and shoulders, getting up to our head is very, very nourishing. And we'll make sure that we're loosening those tendons, stimulating the meridian points, and making sure that you're getting the blood and qi flowing smoothly. Let's begin with static circles at the center of our hairline. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Moving a little bit to the outside above, lining up above the center of the eyebrow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then lining up with the outer edge of the eyebrow along the hairline. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to do a spiral starting at the center point and ending at the last point we did the static circles at. And just get in a lot of little spirals moving down. Press. So many wonderful points of the gallbladder, the dew meridian. And let's do one more time. Press. And then we're going to go ahead and do our spirals from the front to the back. Starting along that center line, working along this beautiful dew meridian. You'll notice different tender points. Those you might go back to this evening and do a little massage. We're going to do that 3 times, so this is 2. Come all the way to where the scalp meets the neck. The skull meets the neck, excuse me. This is 3. Now come to that second point along the hairline, and we're going to arc over the neck. These are getting in a lot of different points. Also loosening the muscles of the scalp so you can get more blood flow to your face to give you that enchanting glow. This is 3. This time begin along the line up with the edge of the eyebrow on the scalp, and you're going over and around the edge. Major gallbladder sweep that you're doing here. Super wonderful for that gallbladder liver combination that we're focusing on today. And press. Now we're going to go from the front of the ear to the back of the ear across the top. This is 2. And last 3. For the next one, if you don't already have oil on, go ahead and do your mister if you want, and then take some oil. And you're going to go ahead, and let's actually go ahead and mist and oil everything. We'll do our faces, and you'll want to do your neck. If you don't have fabric covering your shoulders, make sure that you oil there as well. Make sure to get the back of your neck. So we're going to be opening up and working on those muscles and meridian points as well. All right, wonderful. Now we're going to do our sweep where we go over the ear, around from the top, and then down the back of the ear, we spiral. Once we hit the neck, we sweep. So coming from the top of the ear, down, and sweep. And then one more time. Really get in all those little points and sweep down. The final movement is at the back of the skull, where the hairline, where the skull meets the neck. Starting in the center, we'll do static circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Move to that middle point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the final point is just below the bony part right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to return to the top of our hair and the hairline, and we'll begin on the other side. Right on the center point, static circles for 5 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The next point above the center of the eyebrow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the last point coming up from the corner of the eyebrow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll now do our spirals along the hairline. Remember to pay attention to each side. Does it feel different? I noticed today that my right side was much less tender than my left. And so I just want to be mindful of that. And that is 3. Now we're going to go ahead and do our spirals from the front to the back. We're going to stay along that center point for the first, remembering that as our hands change, as we change our hands, we'll hit that point differently. This is 2. And 3. Those of you that took the gray hair course, you'll know that stimulating the scalp is actually really wonderful for your hair. So you're doing facial gua sha and preventing gray hair naturally. We're on that second point that matches up above the center of our eyebrow. We start along the hairline. Let's go ahead and do that a second time. And 3. Coming from the corner of the eyebrow, up and over the outside of the head, just to that bony part, bringing it all the way down below. And 3. Now we're going to move over the top of the ear, from the front of the ear to the back of the ear. It's a short distance, but try and get a lot of little spirals in. And now you're going to go ahead from the back top of the ear, come down, and sweep down the neck. Hopefully this move is feeling more comfortable for you now. It's a little awkward as you get used to your stone or your hands, whichever you're using. That's 3. And now let's go ahead and move to the back where we're going to do our static circles. At the center, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Move to the midpoint. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the end point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wonderful. All right, now I can put my hair up because it doesn't have all the same tugging as we have for the head warm-up. Just get it out of the way. And we are going to start with our face warm-up. And we'll begin by doing spirals from the center of the forehead, just in between the brow, up to the center point on the hairline. Get a lot of little spirals in. 1, 2, 3. Now from the center of the brow up to the hairline. 1. Gauge your pressure on the very tender skin. 2. Of the forehead. 3. And now the corner of the eyebrow to the hairline. 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to go ahead and go across the eyebrow, right on the brow, all the way to the temple. And this is the second time. Remember, each time you're doing the Gua Sha, play around with your stone. Try different things. Your face is different each time, and certain moves, positions that you hold the stone in might feel better than others. So play around with that. Now we're going to go right above the eyebrow, spiraling over. 1, 2, and 3. Press. We'll go below the, following along the orbital bone, be very gentle. Then we'll come at the bottom, right below the nose wing, the corner of the mouth, and then from the chin. And we'll do each of those 1 time, spiraling to the outside, all the way to the temple. 1, 2, along that fleshy part of the cheek. 3, and then this is going to be along the fleshy part just above the jawbone. Wonderful. Now we're going to go ahead and massage along the jawbone. We're just going to do a face warm up there. So coming from the center of the chin, actually, not above the chin. And we're just going to do a spiraling motion along the jawbone. Be gentle. And we are going to bring it all the way up to the temple. We're going to do that 3 times. And this is, we're going to be doing the next sequence today, so I wanted to make sure to have this. You have it on the face warm-up sheet. And this is 3. Now we're going to go ahead and go from the corner of the mouth to the orbital bone, along the orbital bone to the temple. And we'll do that 3 times to finish the warm-up on this side. 1, 2, 3. Let's check what happened here. And now we're going to go ahead and do our warm-up, face warm-up on the other side, starting from the center and working our way up to the hairline. 1, 2, 3. From the center of the eyebrow. 1, 2, 3. And from the corner of the brow to the hairline. 1, 2, 3. Going along the eyebrow itself, I'm going to really kind of work in there. See what feels good with your stone. This is 2 and 3. And then just above the eyebrow, spiraling our way to the temple. 1, 2, 3. And now our singles, where we do the 4 locations for our singles. Beginning at the inner corner along the orbital bone, spiraling up to the temple, below the nose wing, under the cheekbone, up to the temple, the corner of the mouth, and in that little dip below the lower lip and above the chin. Now we're going to go ahead and do that jawline warm up again. Get your stone in a good place that feels just right for you. Working all the way up to the temple. 2, and 3. Then our last face warm up from the corner of the mouth to the orbital bone, across and to the temple 3 times, spiraling up. 1, 2, and 3. Take a deep breath. Feel the warmth in your face. Maybe you can still feel a little warmth on your head. And just enjoy. We're going to now work on our eyes, really opening up the blood flow around the eyes that will nurture the liver. It's what we just did, except we're going to be doing smoothing and patterns where we do a static circle, move, circle, and so on, and then sweep over. So for the first one, we're going to start, you can start right or left, and you're going to come right at the corner of the brow. This is bladder 2 point. It's really a wonderful point. And you're going to massage there just a little bit. Great for the kidneys. Bladder and kidneys are connected. Sweep to the temple. Press a little, and then sweep over the ear. So we're going to massage a little bit there, sweep to the temple, and sweep over the ear. I'm going to do 5. So this will be 3, 4, 5. Now we go to the other side on the eyebrow. Coming right to that point where the eyebrow ends by the nose. Just spiraling static circles actually for a little bit. Sweep to the temple, static circle, and then over the ear. Coming back to the starting point. Remember, gauge your pressure. You're pushing harder doesn't necessarily give you more benefit. You should only push harder if it feels good to you. A gentle push is still activating the meridian points and really doing a lot to break up any stagnation. Coming to the first side, we're going to now come over the eyebrow, starting just above the eyebrow, and we're not going to stop at the temple this time. We're going to static circle and then sweep and sweep. So we're going to static circle at the center point, sweep to the temple, sweep over the ear. And 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming to the second side, circling right above the brow, and then sweeping over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wonderful. Back to the starting side again. We're now going to come under the brow and then sweep over, under the eye and then sweep over. So starting along the orbital bone to the temple and then sweep. So kind of take a second, feel how you want to do that with your stone. And let's begin. Static circle, sweep, and over. 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming to your second side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. For the next pattern, we're going to be doing very similar to what we have on the ending motion for the face warm-up, where we come from the corner of the mouth to the orbital bone, over the orbital bone, but then we're going to sweep over and sweep all the way down the neck. So take a second and let's just see what it's going to feel like for you. So you're going to come up, you're going to sweep over and come down. So get your tool or your hand in a position so you can be mindful. All right, how do I want to do this? All right, let's begin. Sweeping up, over, and all the way down. Bring it up again, coming over the ear, down the neck. This will be 3. The goal is consistent pressure, like when we're combing with our combs. 4, you want, even over the bumps and the different bones. 5, you want to try and have a consistent pressure. Not that you have to push as hard, but you want to make sure you're touching the skin. You might modify the pressure, go firmer down the neck, lighter here, but you want the stone touching the skin the whole time to really integrate the meridian points you're stimulating. Coming from the other corner of the mouth, take a second, do the same thing on this side to feel, all right, my stone's going to do this, or my hand is going to do that. Get a sense of what you want to do. And let's begin. Sweeping up, over, and all the way down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. Just take a moment, we're done with those eye sequence patterns, and just close your eyes and feel into the area around your eyes, that connection between your mouth and the cheekbones, the neck. Just feel that, imagine that all heavy and loose, just relaxing down. All right, open your eyes and we'll begin working on our jaw and neckline sequence. For the first one, we're going to be going just above the jawline. Very similar to our warm-up again, where we did the spiral, where we were on the jawline, but we're going to come just above it, and we're going to do where we're going to circle for a static circle, static circle, static circle, and then up to the temple. We're going to do this pattern above the jawbone and then along the jawbone. So we'll do one side and then the other side above, one side and the other side along the jawbone. Get your tool and how it feels best coming along these areas. And we'll static circle. Sweep about a little over an inch, static circle, sweep about another inch, and then sweep up to the temple. 1. Back to beginning, static circle, sweep, circle, sweep, circle, sweep for 2. Starting point. Really pressing as you move. And this will be 4 back at the beginning. Circle, move, sweep, and circle, sweep, and circle. Last one, or actually second, this is 4. I lost count. We'll do 2 more. 2, 3, and then up. And then this will be our last one. Static circle, sweep, static circle, sweep, circle, sweep, and circle. Coming to the other side again, above the jawbone. That more fleshy part, circling right at that center point. Sweep about an inch or so out, and then another inch or so out, and then up. Same thing back at the center. Sweep and circle, sweep and circle, sweep and circle. All right, this is 3. And keeping the pressure, trying to hit all the beautiful points. This will be 4. And then lastly, 5. And up. Come back to the first side, and we're going to go along the jawline. When you're on the bone, we have a lot of muscle here, but it's also very tender because it is on the bone. Gauge your pressure, don't overdo it. You're still stimulating your meridian points. You want it to feel good. You want it to feel refreshing. Let's begin. Right at the center of the chin along the jawbone. Sweep out a little bit, sweep out a little bit more, and sweep up to the temple. Back to the jaw and right in the chin. Sweep along the jaw, sweep a little bit more, and up to the temple. This will be 3. And that sweeping motion, just see the clearing out. Visualize you're opening up these channels. You're opening up the muscles, all the tiny vessels, so everything can flow. Do this, be the last one. And on that one, I was really working in the crevices and curves. Remember to play around. It gives you different feelings and it makes it engaging. Coming back to the center on, we'll go to the other direction. Coming out, sweeping out a little bit, sweep out a little bit more, and sweep up to the temple. Starting at the center of the chin, sweep out along the jaw, a little bit more, and sweep up. Coming back to start, sweep and static circle, sweep and circle, sweep and circle. And we'll do 1 more. All right, beautiful. We're now going to go ahead and do a move where we're going to sweep just under the jawline, up below the ear, and then down the neck. Take a moment, get your tool so it feels comfortable. How do I want to move it? Or with your hand, I want to go this way and then come down. Get a sense of how you'd like it to feel. And let's begin sweeping up to the below the ear and down the neck. Sweep up and down. 3, 4, 5. Moving to the other side. Take a moment, just feel how you're going to make that transition. It's always important, and you might know it well enough because you've been doing it a while, but each day is different. So it's important to know how you're going to be holding everything as you're making the move. So take your time and make sure that you have that set. And here we go. Sweep and down, coming up and down, back to the starting point. Sweep, 4, 5, beautiful. We're now going to sweep down the front of the neck on either side of the esophageal area. Do not sweep along here. Make sure that you're going to come just off center and then work your way over. We'll be doing 3 going across. Again, figure out how you want to do your stone. What feels good to you today? Is it the convex side, the concave side? the paw print side. So just get your tool ready. And you're going to come from underneath the jawbone and down. Let's begin. 1, 1, 1. And you're going to be working your way out. So that was 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, and 5. Let's go to the other side. Take a moment. What feels good over here? You don't have to do the exact same thing, so just get a sense of what that side wants. And under the chin, and 1, 1, 1. Working your way outside. 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5. And remember, again, the artery, carotid artery here, just always be careful with what feels good to you. So hopefully you paid attention to that. We're now going to do our 4 strokes along the back of the neck. We do 4 instead of 3 along the back because we don't have to worry about the center. We can actually go smack dab in the center here. So 1, 1, 1, 1. 2, 2, 2, 2. 3, work your way out. 4, and 5. Switch hands, and we'll go to the other side. You're hitting right along this due governor meridian here. This triangle area, there's a series of points that meet right along in here. You don't want to go over the bone, but by opening up the blood flow just above and to the sides of this area, you can keep your body warmer in the winter and you can boost your immunity. We'll talk more about that in the challenge, but it's really a great point. Starting right at the center, don't go over the bone, go to the bone. 1, working your way out. 2, 2, 2, 2. 3, 4, 5. Great. Coming back to the center, we're going to do a full sweep coming from underneath the ear we're not going to go over the shoulder bones. We're going to do that, the muscles over the bone in just a moment. We're going to just sweep down the neck. So really integrating up to that point there. Let's go to the first side and we'll do this 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We will now come over the head of the shoulder and a little bit of the back of the shoulder. We're going to do just our brushing, sweeping motions going over. 2. Always tricky here. This is always a challenging one, but so good for you. This is 4 and 5. Coming to the other side. 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. We have to remember loosening up in here is also super important for our neck. If you did not put enough oil down there, go ahead and just take a moment and make sure you're adding some oil. And that you're protected, or if you have a shirt there, you're okay. And I'm going to try not to bump my mic like I just did. We're going to be coming, again, you've got your arteries here, you've got kind of that esophageal area, Make sure that you're just being very tender at that initial point as you sweep across. So we're only going to do 3 in each area. So you're going to kind of do a little static circle and then sweep just above the collarbone, hitting lung, kidney, stomach. A lot of beautiful points. That was 3. Come to the other side. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to come just below the collarbone and do the same thing. Bring your center point down a little bit as well. 1, 2, 3. And then the other side. 1, 2, 3. Then we'll end by doing some sweeps starting from the center and then just sweeping out. So you're going to start at the center and we'll do 3, and then we'll come down a little bit lower and do 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go to the other side. 1. It's like an arc. 2, 3. Really releasing those muscles. I'm not going to go on that side. You guys go back to the first side while I model on the other side. Just because the mic. 1, 2, 3. Really, you're right in the pectoral muscles on that one. And you go to the other side. And 1, 2, 3. Put down your tool and we're going to end with just some broad sweeping. We're going to do the morning movements in a slow motion. In the morning when we're doing our face, we're going super fast, right? But for now, we're just going to do some slow circles and then do our noses slowly, just loosen them up, and then we'll end with some forehead sweeps. Let's begin. I'm just going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now place your thumbs along the cheeks. We're going to do our nose sweeps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we'll do the nose rolling. Just roll it gently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you need to, wipe your hands. Use a wipe. And now we're just going to end with some forehead sweeps. I'm going to do more of these. We'll do 18. It's 2, 18 each direction. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Let's actually just do a little temple rub with the palms of your thumbs and press. Close your eyes. Take a deep inhale and let it out. One more time. Inhale and sigh it out.